Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. Today we're talking about something that is still evolving in real time, something that a lot of players are trying to understand but very few are actually mastering yet. And that is Alecto, the newest Titan to arrive in Dominion, and not just any Titan, but part of a completely new faction, the Elarite Titans. Now before we even start building teams, there is one thing you need to understand about Alecto, because if you miss this, you will build her wrong from the beginning. Yes, she is an Elarite Titan, but she also behaves like a Fire Titan, and that changes everything. It means she benefits from fire synergies, she interacts with fire mechanics, and more importantly, she is treated as fire by other Titans, and that is exactly why her strongest teams right now are not what most players expect. So let's get straight into it, because when we talk about the best teams for Alecto, we are not just talking about synergy on paper, we are talking about which lineups actually allow her to take control of a fight and turn that pressure into a win. The first team, and right now the strongest one, is the full fire lineup. Moloch, Alecto, Ignis, Araji, and Asherona. This team is pure aggression, pure pressure, and once it starts rolling, it becomes extremely difficult to stop. Moloch anchors the front line and absorbs the initial damage, giving time for the rest of the team to build momentum. Ignis amplifies physical attack across the entire lineup, turning every hit into something more dangerous. Araji provides constant damage output, and then Alecto steps in as the execution piece, targeting the highest physical attack Titan and breaking the enemy structure early in the fight. But the real engine behind this team is Asherona. Because with 5 Fire Titans on the field, every part of her kit is working at maximum efficiency. The marks, the bonus damage, the scaling, everything stacks together, and what you get is not just a strong team, but a team that overwhelms defenses through sheer pressure. And right now, if you ask what is the best team for Alecto, this is the answer. But here is the important part. This does not mean she is an instant must-build for everyone. Your existing light and dark counters are still incredibly strong, and in many situations, they will perform just as well or even better depending on the matchup. So this is not about replacing everything you already have, it is about understanding where Alecto fits and where she gives you an advantage. Now let's move into something more experimental, something that changes the dynamic completely. The light setup. Rigel, Iari, Solaris, Lumira, and Alecto. And immediately you can see what's happening here. You are giving up the full light synergy, which means Lumira does not reach her maximum potential, but in exchange, you gain something very different. You replace Arman's wide area pressure with focused execution. Because Alecto does not spread damage, she targets the highest physical attack Titan, and in most fights, that is the enemy damage dealer. And if that Titan goes down early, the rest of the team often collapses behind it. So instead of overwhelming the opponent, you dismantle them piece by piece. Now from our testing, Amon is still the more consistent option for a full light lineup, but this variation opens a different kind of playstyle, one that rewards precision instead of pressure, and depending on the matchup, that can be extremely effective. Now let's take that same idea and move into the dark faction. Brewstar, Mort, Tenebris, Umbra, and replacing Keras with Alecto. On the surface, this looks like a straight upgrade. More damage, more pressure, more offensive potential, and in many fights, that is exactly what you will see. Alecto adds direct pressure, her weapon boosts physical attack, and her targeting creates early advantages, especially if the enemy relies on a strong physical damage dealer. And when that target falls, Mort and Tenebris start to take control of the fight through energy manipulation, slowing everything down and giving Alecto the time she needs to work through the rest of the team. But again, there is a trade-off. Because Alecto is not a Dark Titan, Umbra loses part of her summoning potential, and that means the full Dark synergy is broken. So this is not a direct upgrade, it is a variation, and like everything we've said so far, that means it depends on the fight you are taking. Now let's flip this completely, because knowing how to use Alecto is only half the story. The other half is knowing how to beat her. And this is where things become very clear very quickly. Alecto is a fire titan. And that means she is vulnerable to everything that counters fire. Light and dark crowns immediately gain value against her, giving both extra damage and extra resistance. But the real danger comes from artifact weapons. Nova's weapon creates massive bonus damage against fire titans. Keras and Rigel both bring huge offensive boosts against fire, earth, and water, and Alecto has very limited ways to defend against that. And on the defensive side, titans like Iari, Brewstar and Umbra bring significant resistance through their weapons, reducing her impact even further. So when you see Alecto on the battlefield, the answer is not just to play better, it is to build smarter. Choose the right artifacts, choose the right titans, and suddenly what looks like a strong offensive threat becomes much easier to control. And this leads to the final and most important point. Alecto is an offensive titan. She shines when she is attacking, when she is applying pressure, when she is dictating the pace of the fight. But defensively, she is not there yet. There are still stronger options for holding defensive lines, and until the Elarite faction develops further, that is unlikely to change. So Guardians, these are the teams that are defining Alecto right now. These are the variations that show her potential, and these are the tools you need not only to use her effectively, but also to counter her when you face her. Now we want to hear from you. Have you found different combinations, different synergies, different ways to make her work? Let us know in the comments, because that is how this community grows, through testing, through discussion, and through understanding the game at a deeper level. Stay tuned, stay sharp. And as always, salute and friendship.